the video starts, head down below, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Check out all our socials in the description and hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Welcome back, episode 14.
Episode 14.
Yeah.
Everybody, always at the wheel, always at the wheel. Yeah. Nice weekend for you, Dan, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, good weekend. Enjoyed it.
He's going to change topic very quickly.
We got a special guest.
We got a special guest. Yes, we've got a big Liverpool fan in, haven't we? So Dan's going to have a fun podcast. We are filming this the day after the infamous 5-0 result.
Day before Ollie's going, do you reckon?
The day before.
Surprised he's still there, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know why he's still there. I feel like he's such a puppet master that that's why they're keeping him. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, I said to the boys even before the game started, I don't know he's still there. You see the team, I said, I looked at the lineups before the match. Ronaldo's the only one on there where I'm like, right, he could be a problem, but anyone else on there, it's easy winning it. I
loved it. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was just...
Same.
Yeah. But you're great. I bet Liverpool was bouncing though.
We went into Einstein's in Concert Square and we couldn't move in there. It was class. Oh. Unbelievable.
And did you go out afterwards or? I
went for a few, but I had a missus does psychology at uni.
Yeah.
And I was part of the experiment.
Part of the experiment for what?
That's how they met.
It was something to do with, you have to look, it's hard to explain without like drawing it, but the first one was, it was either an S made up of small S's or an S made up of small H's. And you had to select which one you saw. So
it's like a visual. So it's like the black up. Do you remember that gold dress, that blue gold dress? So it's similar to that.
So it's something to do with how your brain works. If you're a quick thinker or like, I don't know. She explains a lot better than I do.
It's like perception.
Yeah.
And then she told me at the end that there was an orange smell in the room. So they're doing it. They've put a smell in for some of them, and then the others they haven't. So it's something to do with like if it stimulates your brain, do you work better in that?
Oh, clever. Yeah. So I'm guessing I didn't tell you because otherwise they're placebo. Yeah.
But she said to me last week when she came back to mine, she said, I've been sniffing pens in uni today. I was like, what? I was like, you're in your final year of uni, you're sniffing orange pens.
How much paying this year?
Just $9,000 here.
But yeah, town was class. We went out, didn't go out after.
Mm-hmm.
But you're paying like $5 for a pint in Einstein, so we went to the Scholar across the road. Near Nelson's.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's only like £2 for a pint in there. So
he's £2 a pint, centre of town.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can get that in Manchester.
Courtyard's probably pushing it.
Courtyard's probably cheaper.
It's the JW Lee's pint. That's Manchester.
Oh,
I think it is Manchester.
I think JW's is the one that's Norfolk. Pretty certain.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same one.
Shit.
So is it like crystal and diamond, that sort of stuff, or?
I'm not sure. It's just like a lager. You know the Pilgrim that it's like an emo pub. Got like the goths going in there.
I don't even know.
No, it's like sticky floors. It's like the Raz.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They sell it like £2 in there, but it tastes like it's horrible.
I know. I hate it when you can taste that pint and it's like a little bit. You can taste
the pipes with it as well.
So I had a pint from, I'm not gonna say the pub, but it's one in Glossop, and they gave it me in a pint glass. And do you know you're supposed to check like the date on the back of it?
On the glass.
And it was just like a plain glass.
Right.
And I looked at it. Wasn't really fizzing, and I was like, this glass has been used for about 25 years, and every time I took a sip I was like, this is grim.
So many miles on this.
so in the end I was like, I'm just going to stick to bottles I think tonight. I was like, I'm not having that. It was absolutely grim. We've not even introduced you, mate, at all, have we? We've done 4 minutes.
Go for it.
Do you want to introduce yourself, mate? Bit about what you do?
My name's Josh. Deakins, the DJ name, just my last name, nothing special. DJ, I'm sort of producing as well from Liverpool. One half the Disintegrate audio team as well with Harry HD.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be here tonight. He's had a bit of a rough weekend. So.
Bit of a rough one.
Yeah.
That's not what you said to us. You said been in work all week. So you said that, I was like, fair enough. Yeah. I'm always knackered. I'm on my oldies this week, so I'm happy.
Yeah. You're on your holidays this week?
Yeah, but this week off, mate.
Lovely.
Got it now. Tony's school teacher. Only time I get to see her in school holidays.
Oh, yeah?
Nightmare, mate. Nightmare booking holidays. Piss day. So what sort of genre do you produce just one genre, or do you like to?
So I've not released anything yet. I started producing over lockdown last year. I was telling Dan.
It's a process, isn't it?
We said it on the way up, like we should save it for the podcast, but it was lockdown. I was like, right, I've got money to invest in like laptop and software, so I'll get into it. And then I worked at Nissan. I was a car salesman.
Oh, in the sales world.
And
yes. My manager, sorry to interrupt, but my manager was loving your comment the other week when you said like, oh yeah, we can talk about how I got into DJ and we can tell you got into sales. And my manager started pissing himself. I was like, yeah, fair news. Fair enough.
So it was over lockdown, and it's sort of like it was like a week long epiphany. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I enjoy being in sales and I can speak to people, but like music's like what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I quit that job, applied for uni, and I'd been DJing for like 2 years at the time. Started uni doing house parties. Like I was doing it like 3-4 times a week. Wasn't really going into uni because it was like online. So I'd wake up hungover, like Zoom call on my bed. Managed to pass the year, so can't complain about that. And then shamelessly like messaging events pages like, listen, I'm a DJ, like just trying to get a break, going up to promoters in clubs.
That's what you gotta do, don't it?
Yeah. Well, I'd suggest that any DJ that wants a gig, like just go up to any sort of promoter.
Just talk to them,
Yeah, that was it. It's who you know. Like Harry said to me when I first started getting into the scene, he was like, network as much as you can. It's who you know more than anything. And like I've had people message me saying, I played Lost Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played there on Monday, and this lad that I've only met once messaged me and he was like, play for me on Monday. I was like, yeah, definitely.
Is that 100%. The one on Smithdown?
No, it's opposite Mackey's on Ranley Street.
Right,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's all about networking. It's like you were saying. It's like when I was saying when you went to Sheffield. And
I know, met Suki.
Yeah, so he because obviously Aaliyah did a song with Suki.
Yeah, I listened to that.
Yeah, and managed to get back, like Suki sorted him out with free tickets and like backstage. And I was saying to Dan, I was like, mate, just when you're in there, just waffle shit. Just waffle shit to anyone who will talk to you. Yeah. Because you're in Sheffield, mate. The amount of promoters that's going to be in town that you don't even know.
It's massive up there, isn't it? The bassline.
Yeah,
massive,
huge. Yeah. It's massive. You ever been Tank?
Nah, never.
Go, mate.
You gotta go.
It's mental. It's really, really good. It's a lot smaller than you think it is. On the video to make it look like quite big.
Yeah.
But when you're in there, it's tiny.
I always prefer that though.
Like low ceiling.
Like that.
Low ceiling. Everyone cramped in. Everyone just having a good time.
Like dripping with sweat like 2 hours.
Yes.
It's like, have you ever been Mansion in Liverpool?
Nah.
So it's called Mansion. You expect it to be like massive. All the videos, it looks massive. But it looks massive because they've got mirrors on all the walls.
Oh, clever. Right.
They only open 300, 400 people. It's tiny. I walked in and I was like, this ain't Mansion.
So, into like, so the drum and bass scene, that's what you're primarily into?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, so is it kind of, do you, when you're doing your club nights, are you primarily just playing drum and bass or?
Well, I do Black Rabbit in town, and that's R&B, house sort of stuff. And I like R&B as well, like house, old school house, disco. I'll always play disco towards the end of the night. And I get paid quite good money for that, so I don't mind sort of straying away from what I like to do. But when I'm doing drum and bass, it's like no nonsense. Please don't speak to me. Like even when my boys are there, like I just say to them, like, listen, I'll chat to you after. Just give me the hour. Yeah. It's the like I do it every 2 weeks at Brooklyn Mixer. It's the hour of the week where I can like do what I love, and I'm like in this like zone where everything's like flowing. Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah. So the drum and bass scene in Liverpool's not. It's not massive, but it's. More,
I would say,
but it's good. I mean, I'd say your event's like the first bit of proper representation it's had.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. But they've got the Run Rhythms Run.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
I have to give props to them, Joe Mack and Max Goddard. It's more jungle that though.
Right.
And I always joke with him when I see him. There was one of his mates got a picture of me. I wrote on Snapchat, Mackie G Tour, and I was holding it up to him when he was playing last time. And
people who watch Idol, this is drum and bass, are not going to get that at all.
Well, you know what? It was one of them because I saw the comments when he posted it. And people were like, "No, ban him! Like, it shouldn't be allowed back in." So the jungle scene is definitely massive, but I'm trying to push more the jump up side of it.
Okay. Oh, so are you into jump up?
Yeah, massively. Like if I'm quite vocal when I'm listening to drum and bass, giving it like the F off and going, and like shouting all that sort of stuff. And it was my stepdad's dad actually watched this live stream that I did. It was last year sometime. And he said, "Why do you not keep still?" And I was like, "You just get in this sort of thing where you're just there and like the face is going like this."
To be fair, I can't. If you see a DJ and he's just there stood still behind the decks, He either doesn't like his own tunes,
Yeah.
or he's bored, or it's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
We've had that discussion.
You know what? When I was listening to it, I was trying to think. I was like, who can that be? Who can it be?
We'll tell you after this. But once we tell you, you're gonna be like, it's probably. But with the drum and bass scene, obviously, it's as an outsider to Liverpool, I can see how big it is over here in Manchester.
Yeah.
Liverpool, it just seems pretty non-existent. Like, you see the odd event at Invisible Wind Factory, and that's it. That's all I see.
See, it's quite non-existent. But when you're playing in like Black Rabbit and stuff, you get people coming up asking for Chasing Status and
the commercials.
The commercial drum and bass. I'm like, I can't really play that.
Yeah, well,
I might do the odd.
I always try and get rudimental. Rudimental goes off.
Easy.
Even at house parties as well. When I first started doing house parties, that I'd like take the roof off. It's class.
So at house parties, did you get paid for that?
You know what? I never used to, because I was like, when I moved to uni, I was doing house parties like 3-4 times a week, and I was just grateful that I was like able to to do it. And I've got to give shout out to MJ if he's listening. This lad from London, and he said, "Can you DJ my house party for me?" And I was like, "What?" Like, I've never done R&B before.
Yeah.
And I got the playlist ready, like Iron Off, and I did like noughties, bangers, like Dizzy Rascal sort of stuff as well. And it was the first time I probably like 25 people there, and everyone's like just dancing about, and I was like, "Mate, this is sick.
This
like,
is vibing,
this is what I want to do. Like, this is definitely what I want to do."
Especially if it's a house party as well. I'd be buzzing, me.
Can't beat house parties.
No, you can't beat house parties. Like, the house party phase is the best phase of your life, easily. As soon as you start going to like clubs and that, you're like,
it just seems like, I don't know. Me and Harry said one of our things for the label is to try and stay away from the mainstream stuff.
Okay.
Like, we don't want to, although we're doing it in a club, anyone that sort of comes in and thinks you're better than anyone else, like, you're not coming back in, sort of things. Where it's like, if you're a DJ, you turn up 5 minutes before your set and you leave 5 minutes after, don't come. You're not coming again.
You need to come and buy in tonight. Have a good time. Let's have a laugh with us. That's all we want. Everyone's there to have a good time, aren't they?
Have a good time. No egos.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about. I reckon.
Sorry, I was going to say, we say our mottos is no egos, just music. That's the label motto.
Mm-hmm. I reckon with drum and bass, it's very much that kind of mantra, innit? Like, everyone's behind it. But whereas like with your tech house and stuff, there can be a few posers occasionally.
Yeah, I mean,
a few.
I
tell you what, we all went the same thing. It's always the Nike, the dry fit tops.
Yeah.
Always wearing them, and they always illuminate
sports glasses as well.
Sports glasses, quarter zips are popular. Yeah, you can always predict. But to be fair, drum and bass gets a lot of like flack from people who don't listen to it and take the piss out of it. I find. Yeah. Like when I was at college, I was the only person in my lessons that used to listen to it, and everyone would be like,
well, there's a good documentary on, I think it's the DnB Academy on YouTube. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it now.
Class. They have like Goldie's on there, like DJ Hype's on there, John B's on there, and
was it the Ram Records one?
No, it's a different one.
Because there was one which was
Andy C's on there, but I don't think it's that one. But someone said on it, I forgot his name, and I'm going to apologise to my grandma because I know she's listening for swearing. They say drum and bass is the bastard child of dance music. It is. It's the underdog.
It is. Yeah. I love it. I think it's quality. Like, the amount of events I've been to, easily the best events have been the drum and bass events.
But Harry and I say that's why we love it, because it's like the underdog. You know, it's never going to be like main room. And,
it's never going to be a main room.
Yeah. Well, I said even the scene in Liverpool, like you go to an event and you see like 10 people that you know. And it's like, even if you don't have much in common with them, you still get on with them, because it's like sort of, it's not cliquey, but it's a small group and you have it in common.
The way I would kind of describe it is a bit like at football as well. So when you go to a football game and you sit in the same seat all the time, you don't know the names, you don't know much about them. But because you're experiencing the same vibe, like sometimes when we used to go to Antwerp, like we've met some people literally through going to raves.
We've got a friend that met his girlfriend there.
Yeah, literally just met. Like it's not like they knew each other or knew of each other beforehand. It was literally they were both at the back of the room. One of them turned to the other and just started chatting. Yeah. And now they're together, and I've been for however many years. Yeah.
It's always the smoking areas as well, isn't it? Smoking areas at like 2 a.m. It's class. The thing is, you walk out at like 2 and it gets past half 2 and you see some states. Yeah. Like you always see people on the phone, you're like, right, I was going to stay with them.
We'll go back inside. Everyone can relate as well.
Yeah. Because obviously you've not been to Antwerp, have you? Like I was saying before, but big Kitchen Street. We went to Kitchen Street when I was first year uni. We watched Holy Goof there.
Did he play there?
Holy Goof.
Couldn't imagine that. Couldn't imagine Holy Goof Kitchen Street.
There was one season.
This was pre-Drake blow up. Holy Goof. So do you know when he had that big...
The God's Plan.
Yeah. This is pre when he blew up. Like, he was just, I don't know, Skepsis kind of level. He wasn't even as big as Skepsis back then. He was like TS7 level.
He did the Boiler Room, didn't he?
Yeah.
The Leeds Boiler Room. Yeah, that was... I think Flavour D was on after him. That's why it sort of like took off.
Yeah. But I remember every week in that Kitchen Street was like TS7, then Bruce C, then Holy Goof, then Flavour D.
It's
like
mad.
All the big hitters in baseline now, but they're all the events were like half empty.
Yeah.
There's just no scene there. But
well, we love, like, me and the boys love Holy Goof. He's like a god to us.
Yeah.
Like we saw him at Bass Fest. I think it was...
Which Bass Fest was it?
Sheffield.
This year? Oh, we didn't go. We went 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Is it still at Don Valley?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it there.
That was 3 years.
3 years ago.
I think. Was it 3 years or 2 years? It was one of them.
I can't remember. I like it there. It is a good event.
But there was, I think it was Shy Effects, SSAS, and then Holy Goof after. It was just like 3 hours of like just pure like filth.
Yeah.
Loving it.
So who were your accents? So say you had a dream festival. You had 5 acts. Who were you putting as a 5? But we'll say 5 DJ acts. Just make
5
it
DJ acts.
Easy.
You know what? A few years ago, I would have said Chasing Status, but I've seen them a few times live and they've been disappointing.
Disappointing?
I saw them down in London for their Return to Dance special event, and it was a bit of a boring set.
Yeah.
They don't mix fast. Like, we watched Dimension before him, and he was like, every single like phrase that he was mixing, but Chasing Status playing the full song, 3 minutes, 4 minute songs, and then next.
I think they're quite commercial now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I do like Chasing Status, but I've seen him like 3 times and they play basically the same set 3 times.
Well,
to be fair, I did see him like 3 times in like 1 year, so it is my fault.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
on the same tour.
I
was fuming it was the same tour.
To be fair, they weren't the same tours, but we must just skip what he said. And it was like, as soon as the green lights would come up, and I'd turn around at one point and just be like, here come the green lights, incoming retreat, and then be like, and here's Blind Faith. And just, I was basically calling out, and I was like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you should never be able to call out the next song.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm saying to Dan on the way up, I'm on the jump up at the minute. Turno, I saw him at Bass Fest.
Oh, Turno.
I've seen Turno.
I've never seen Turno. I don't know why. But Turno and AMC are the two, like, and Colvin, they're the 3 acts where I'm like, how have I not seen them before?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Yeah, we've just never seen them.
Well, Turner was just like, it's like the way he mixes, it's like you'd think it was pre-recorded. He's like fast the way he's mixing.
Yeah.
And obviously he's like doing like double, triple drops, unbelievable. So I definitely have him. Headaches.
I've seen Headaches. Yeah.
I've not seen it. He played Liverpool on Friday, but I was DJing. I was gutted I missed him. But some of the tunes he's putting out at the minute, unbelievable.
See, we were big into Jump Up, weren't we?
We were, yeah. And I've gone more to the dance floor like type stuff. But I remember, this is a funny story, it was at Bass Fest when we went a couple of years ago. Headaches was on one stage, but I decided to miss him for another act that was on another stage. Ben Suff Donk.
Yes, you did. You did. I saw the full.
Went over on my own.
Ben Suff Donk is an absolute bop, mate. Yeah. Donkey's a I don't even care. Donkey's a mate. Kieran's gonna love hearing this.
He was given a 15-minute set at Bass Fest.
Was he?
Yeah.
Playing like pure Donk.
Oh, it was cool. Yeah. I didn't go because Headaches was on, and I'd never seen Headaches before, so I'm like, I'm gonna see a full set.
Yeah.
And he was with. I think he was with Skywalker as well. Pretty certain he was.
I think he was.
So I was like, I'm not fucking missing this, am I? Right? And then Dan came back, walking into the tent, and like, that was fucking quality. He's absolutely buzzing. I'm like, yeah, fair news.
It's a difficult one because I was thinking, like, I knew you're going to ask something about, like, top 5 artists sort of stuff. But it changes all the time because
it does.
I listen to drum and bass, like, every day. Every day I listen to drum and bass. So I'd want to have, like, Shy Effects there just for, like, sort of pay respects.
Yeah. Oh, mate, Shy Effects, unbelievable.
Andy C, he's class. Andy C, unbelievable.
I've seen Andy C do a bad set though. Where the most recent Wales project I went to, the Andy C one, he weren't. I think it was a couple of years ago, where pre-lockdown, and he was a bit. I don't know. He was very meh.
I saw,
and it was weird because it wasn't a normal Andy C. He was like everything was quite slow, drawn out, and I was a bit like, this isn't Andy C that I know.
I saw quite a few things come from that. Half the people were saying it was what's he doing? Like, shit set, and half the people were saying it's best set he's ever done.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing with Andy C, like the sort of bigger DJs, they got so many like dubs.
Yeah.
He dropped this like Goldless remix at Park Life, and I'm like, I'm not going to hear that for like 5 years.
No,
It's not going to be released for like 5 years.
Never been released.
Yeah. But I think MC would have to put like DRS down probably. Manchester.
DRS. I'm not sure if I know DRS.
He's Manchester based, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
That's the MC. I don't know who's the best. That's a good question. We never spoke about MCs. They always get overlooked.
I rate X-Man.
No, X-Man's he's a bit too, I feel like he's going to jump into the crowd and headbutt everybody.
Yeah.
X-Man a little bit.
You know what the thing with MCs is that, like, some of them don't know that, like, the MC should always follow the DJ.
Yeah.
You get these MCs that are coming on, that's like spitting about, you know, whatever, and they're not interacting with the crowd, and they think it's all about them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I love the acts. So, like, when you have Shy FX with Stamina,
Yeah,
it's
100%,
just
100%.
It just elevates it so much more. And Andy C and Tom Piper, people who know
Dread
the
with
sets
my new
inside out.
Lang.
Mate, Dread is sick.
Dread's sick.
And he's such a nice guy as well. When we met him, so we went and saw My New Leng in Inapa, and then afterwards they went straight into, what was the club called? It was at Napa
Aqua.
Rocks. So we went straight into the club, and you just got pushed in basically if you went and saw My New Leng.
Yeah.
And like My New Leng was just in the crowd, chatting to Tommy Lang for ages. Such a nice guy. Yeah. And then Dred's just walking through, dead cool, bottle of vodka in his hand, like, you are a cool guy. Yeah. But everyone was just so sound that night.
Yeah.
It was it TQD that night, or was it another night?
TQD class.
TQD are very good, very good.
They were the first ever sort of like, first ever rave I went to was TQD.
Yeah.
And it was like garage, and then they went into the baseline.
Yeah.
And stuff. Class.
What an event to start on.
That's a good event to start
at Invisible Wind as well.
Was
I
it?
think I was 18, and I went to my first, it wasn't a rave, but it's like this 90s like throwback rave.
Yeah,
with one of my best mates. And then we went, and my mate who listens to, I don't know, he doesn't listen to bassline, drum and bass. Like, you heard that tune, Going Up the Country? Going up the country. You're not onto it. You're not onto that tune. Idiot singing that then.
We'll sample that for you.
But it's proper like 70s rock sort of stuff. He listens to that, and he's like, you know what, I'll come along, like 15 quid tickets, and he loved it. Like, it's more like the energy's like giving it Gunfingers. It was class.
Quality, the high energy.
When we first started going to raves, and every single picture you'd see of us, we'd all be doing that.
Do you know what's weird is I was saying to Harry the other day when I was texting, we text every day, me and Harry, and I said, I don't know where, like, it came. It was just a natural thing to put Gunfingers out when you're listening to like British underground music. Like, I don't know, I never learned it, you know, sort of thing. Yeah. Like, I see it on.
I don't get why. Why is it?
You know
a
what?
thing?
I'm a bit of a music nerd for this, so I'm pretty sure, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Down in the comments.
Yeah. When the sound system stuff first started coming about in the Caribbean and Jamaica, it was just selectors. So all they do is they play tunes, and that's where like dub plates came from.
Right.
So you'd pay to see like the rare dub plates, and when the crowd was reacting too much, they'd fire a gunshot to calm them down, and that was where the reload came from. So when the crowds was going mad back in the day, they'd reload it to sort of keep the crowd contained, because you can imagine back in like 80s it was you know, Jamaica's, you know, quite
of course
now, but so that's where the Gunfingers things come from, I'm pretty sure.
That's actually, I never knew that. I just thought it'd be one random fucking knobhead at the back just starting everyone.
Slicked on.
But it's weird because like reloads given out now is like I think it's like a goal, like the sort of equal thing as a goal in football, giving out a reload. But
what's your opinion on reloads?
You know what? I know someone who I'm not obviously not going to name him, but I've seen him DJ, and he gives out a reload for the slightest crowd reaction. Yeah, and it's even when he's doing like back to backs, I'm like, man, just slow the pace down of it. And I would only give a reload out if Harry's normally next to me when I'm DJing, and vice versa. Like, he reloads it for me, sort of thing. Like, I'm never gonna be like the crowd are giving it that.
But if someone sprints on and reload, you're like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
There's only one reload I've ever seen where I thought that demands a reload, and it was in Napa when they dropped Gully for the first time. It was like they've never played it before ever. They just released it, and Dread came on and was like, oh yeah. So we got a news track. Literally finished it the other day. And then they played it.
You didn't say it like this on the stage.
I'm not doing it. People are going to Google Dread now and be like, what? I didn't say it like that. But and it was mental. And that's the only real one I've been like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But like, usually I'm a bit of a I don't like it. I like a set to just flow.
Stops the flow.
Yeah.
I think if the crowd's going mad enough to like, they're not even listening to the music anymore. Yeah. Like, I dropped. It's on my Instagram if you know, shameless plug there if you want to go check it out.
Handle Josh Deakin.
Yeah. I think it was I'd switched something on Drum and Bass Father at the Brooklyn Mixer night,
Right.
and that was like that went off, and it was the first like sort of time got like a massive reaction off it.
Right.
And I got such my body started getting hot. I got such a rush off it, and I was like, I would do that like day in day out.
Yeah,
to get that
easily.
sort of reaction. It was class.
Yeah.
But even then, Harry reloaded it. Like I didn't do it.
One question I've got about reloads in drum and bass. You know, if you're doing a double drop and then you have to reload it, do you have to somehow get them both back in time again before you play them again, or do you just play them?
Just don't reload it. just avoid it.
The Drum and Bass Father one was I queued the switch up. I think it was like the verse before the switch. So all I do is I scrub it back to like sort of a few bars before I cue it again. But I've seen like AMC does like triple drops in his air.
Oh
like,
mate, he's got about fucking 4 decks. Well, you're like, calm down, mate.
Yeah, but AMC's there trying to like scrub like 3 decks back. But I don't know. It's all personal preference. Like I've got a switch for Retreat as well that I do, and the thing with Retreat is it's a massive build up.
It's it's
So
very long. Yeah,
you can't just like it's the tension from the sort of synthy noise at the start and then building up. So it's just depends on the crowd. I think that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think DJing, like you'll know yourself, playing fusion especially, it's reading the crowd is like a different skill altogether.
Yeah,
it is.
you've got to.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably harder than the actual DJing itself.
100%, yeah.
I agree. Should we have a little break, boys? Yeah, we've done 27 minutes.
Yeah, quick break.
And we can dive into some more music world questions, mate.
100%.
Yeah. Talk about the label, talk about everything. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh, see them. Part 2. Part 2, we're back. Yeah. To be fair, that was quite a long break. Usually we just like smash it out. We have like a little walk around and just get back into it. But we just got chatting. It's easy. So should we move on to the label now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a discussion. So it's called, is it Disintegrate?
Disintegrate Audio, yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
So I'll have to give props to Harry on this. Harry is my grandma's good mate's son. So
The odds of
weird,
that.
isn't it? So I've known him since I was born, basically.
Right.
I used to play footy with him all the time.
Yeah.
And then I think it was when I was like 12, 13, we sort of lost contact. And then when I first got my decks, I messaged him because I knew that he ran Fluid Movement label and he had Monroe on it before he got quite big. So I'd always message him on Instagram sort of thing, and it would just to be like help for DJing. And then we got to like texting and meeting up for drinks and stuff like that. And he's the only person that I text apart from my girlfriend every single day, just about like random stuff. And he messaged me one day when I was doing uni work, and he's like, I want to start up a music label and I want you to be part of it. I was like 100% definitely, and I was like, he was like, I just want to rebrand it and attack it in a different way. So I said to him, I was like, right, I'm not very good with names, like creatively I'm not like sort of that way inclined. So what do you think about Disintegrate Audio? I was like 100%.
Spot on, yeah.
So
I rate it.
Yeah. So
sounds professional, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was in February of last year. So we had all of COVID to sort of brand it, plan it out. And then we had the event in Atma, Manchester with Apero. We sold quite a few tickets. I think it was like half of the capacity. It was more just people that we knew there, but it was still it was a class night sort of thing.
Good fun.
And we're looking to release songs as well.
Oh,
so like
that's for stepping it. That's a step you want to get to when you're releasing
Yeah.
tracks towards your name.
Yeah, so because Harry's quite, his production's like next level. It's very like you said before. It's like clean. Because he comes from a like progressive tech background. So if you listen to one of his mixes, you can sort of get the same vibe of it.
Yeah.
But he releases on, I think it was. I'm not too sure what labels it was released on, but good labels.
I know he's had one out on Focus.
Yeah.
Which
Sunny Moves as well. That was it. He played for them in London not long ago. But Harry, he knows his scene quite well. So I do the sort of, I don't know. It's hard to like legwork sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my first release is out on the label, but when that's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah. Just takes a while, doesn't it, with producing, getting everything spot on.
It's more just trying to find people that want to release on the label, because with some people think they're better than they are, and some people sort of know where they're at. And we're not in a position to sort of say we'll pay you to release and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But at the minute it's going really well. We've got the Brooklyn Mixer night That's every 2 weeks on a Thursday. So it's this. Anyone wants to come down, free entry sort of thing.
Love that. Get a plug in.
This episode's up Wednesday, so it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
We started doing that, and we just want to break into the Liverpool scene and give something that Liverpool doesn't have.
Yeah.
There's no drum and bass club nights in Liverpool.
So I mean, to be fair, drum and bass club nights, Manchester.
They do it in Notts. I'm pretty sure it's massive there, but not in Liverpool definitely. And we were saying before, like the sort of tight knit scene is the best thing about it.
Yeah.
So we're sort of looking to use that as a stepping stone brand a bit and sort of branch out.
Become the biggest drum and bass night in Liverpool.
It could be, yeah. I mean, it could be, yeah. Well, we're hoping so.
It is already. It's the only
It's
one.
We'll have to put that on the poster.
Yeah,
as well,
easily.
But it's word of mouth, isn't it, more than anything?
Yeah.
That's all it is, word of
The
mouth.
best way, like promotion.
Like, I had someone at the last one. These lads came up to me I was in the toilet actually. This lad came up to me. He was like, "Are you Deakin?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I saw the thing last time. It was sick." And I was like, "Oh yeah, nice." And I was like, "It's weird that people come up to me like that."
Yeah.
It's like when Aaron, our friend who does a comedy night in Stockport, and he's on so much about the self branding, and then now he's getting people coming up to him like in the middle of Stockport, just being like, "You Aaron Wood?" And
Comedy night, don't you?
and it's just
Harry was at hospitality at the Woods in London. I think it was last month. And a few people came up to him and was like, "Are you HD?" And he was like,
No
"What?"
way.
fuck off.
Like,
I would have turned around and been like, "Fuck off. You are not asking who I am."
Well, he was like, "What?" And he thought his mate put these lads up to it.
Yeah.
He turned around and he was like, "No," and he was like, "It's just weird because I think he doesn't realise like how sort of clean his production is and how big he's getting."
I've had his track, North Star.
Yeah.
I've had that on repeat. Like,
I love
sick, mate.
Good Days. It was the first. That was when we started really like hitting it off like friendship wise. We released it, and it was like a liquid roller sort of thing.
Right.
And it has this like bass slab in it. And I just remember listening to it the first time, and I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "I never heard like a track like that before." And then Subdue did a remix of it, like a roller remix. It was class. So
This role was a subgenre though.
yeah, it is. I'd say drum and bass is the genre.
Yeah.
And then rollers is the subgenre. Same as like jump up. It's difficult because like, what's jungle as well?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
jungle separate from drum and bass?
I don't know because you could say the same thing about like breaks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaks is quite.
It's such a hard. I always see it, and it's become a meme, and it's just a meme now.
Yeah.
But I personally would say, yeah, it is a subgenre.
I think it is.
I think it is. Like if I was listening, I don't know, even some of Boo's tracks, you listen to them and you're like, yeah, rollers straight away. And if you compare them with like Serum and people like that, but like people love to just wind people.
Do you know
up
what?
on
It's
that.
difficult. It's difficult because like you get some like people in the scene that are like they only DJ records and they think they're better than everyone else. Sort of things. Like, oh, I don't listen to rollers. Like subgenres, like all this. Like just leave it out. Sort of thing. Like if you like what you like, then you like it. I've got a mate who he lives in the same accommodation as me, Seb. ST is DJ name is. I know he listens to his rollers all the time. He's actually got on his chest there a paint roller.
yeah. Is that the Serums? Is that Serums?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's Serum. I don't know if it was one of his albums or if it was his record.
Yeah,
but
that was
the souped
logo
up, the logo on it.
Yeah,
He released a massive T-shirt of it with the paint rollers, and I thought it's fucking great branding. I wish
he released that.
I never even clocked the link before.
Yeah.
It did the Chop House track, like the wobbly stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was sort of taken off like a few months ago, but that was called the Wub movement, something like that.
And I know how you can describe music as wobbly.
Well, it's even like the Foggle and stuff. There's a massive debate about that. I know, sort of like the junglist things, like they stay away from it.
Yeah.
But if you put in a Foggle track in the right sort of thing,
at the same time, Shy FX absolutely loves a fog on, and he loves a Benny L track. So I'm watching it. I'm like, well, if Shy FX,
well, it's like when I played on Monday at Lost Lounge, it was the Shadows got dropped 3 times. Genuinely got dropped 3 times, and I was like, it still gets the same reaction.
Is everyone doing that like dance?
That guy, was that a Boom Time when he did that?
It might have been, yeah.
I think it was a Boom Time. And you're like, he has gone. Fair dues to him. Fair dues to him. I'd recognise him instantly.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked in, it was them glasses he had on as well.
He
had the flip up glasses on. Didn't he?
I think festival gear is like next level, like the club that you can see at festival.
Yeah, you see some right sights there.
I don't know people who fancy dress at festivals. Like,
I couldn't do it. No
When I
way.
went to Park Life, there was these lads walking around in banana suits. I was like, how are you doing that? Like,
Go to the darts, lads. I mean, come on.
London Marathon.
me and the boys give it like wavy shirts like every single time.
Do you go like Hawaiian shirt type thing?
Not so much like retro shirts more than anything.
Right.
Like sort of, we always used to wear them on nights out, like unironically. Like, and then we just have to carry it on now, sort of thing. Like we thought we were dead cool, like 18 back in the day.
Do you know what we're doing for thinking when we're going to, what's it called, over Christmas period? Bongo's Bingo, yeah. Apparently,
it's meant to be class.
Yeah, we've been told we have to wear Hawaiian shirts. I don't know if you know, but I'm letting you know now. So yeah,
I won't mind on holiday in the poshest resort in New York.
Yeah, the clobber you see sometimes. Like it's like what I tend to do is I tend to pick the brightest coat I can that's waterproof. I'm happy with that. I'm just like, that's me. I'm happy for the weekend.
I've seen the retro football tops are coming about as well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I've got Stepdad Sports Huddersfield. I've got a retro Huddersfield one.
Oh yeah,
it's quite nice. And I got it, and I was like, I don't want to wear it to Park Life. Like, I don't want to ruin it. But all the pictures I've got of me playing out and wearing it, so I was like, right, we need to give that a rest for a bit.
People think you support Huddersfield though.
Pardon?
People think you support Huddersfield.
Well, you know what, they come up to me like, what club is that? And I'm like, oh, it's Huddersfield. And they're like, you support Huddersfield? I was like, no, my stepdad does. I just like the top sort of thing.
About time you have to explain that over and over and over again.
You know, if it was a few years back when they were doing well, I wouldn't mind like saying it. But now I'm just like, nah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Up the Terriers, go on, lads.
Big club. But you support Liverpool, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I got
You're not a Scouser though, are you?
No, my family are Scousers, so I always
got wool on the back.
I always explain it as when we have like the big Christmas dinner with it's my mum's side, she's a child of 8, and we always have sort of like drinks and stuff.
So you're a child of 8? Sorry,
she's a child of 8.
She's a child of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a big family.
Yeah, we rent like a pub out for a function, and I'm the poshest one there.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm the poshest.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I get ripped into every single time. But it's a Liverpool fan, but not a Scouser.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I know Liverpool at the back of my hand now. Obviously living there, and my grandma always used to take me there just for like shopping and going to the football matches and stuff like that. Like I'd say that's home more than Chester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in like student accommodation now then?
Yeah, it's boring. It is. Used to be council flats, so you can imagine it's state. Yeah.
Spot on.
I rated your student accommodation first year.
Mine was quite nice.
What?
Oh, where was it?
By
the
the
hospital, wasn't it?
Liberty Prospect Point it was.
Oh yeah.
Yours was
It was
posh.
quite nice.
Right.
Harry's though. Harry's was a bit
I never went.
Greenback.
I never went to Harry's.
Oh, Greenbank, yeah, it's meant to be
My
nice
God.
there. It's the Horizon
really paid,
Heights,
though.
the one just outside the
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
I think that's like 175 a week there.
I went in there to try and put
Stupid.
posters up for our event a few years back, and they just weren't having it.
Not having any of that filth here.
They're strict, but my accommodation, they have even if you don't have a key, you press the buzzer and they just let you in. Like there's no. Sort
No
of
one gives a
there.
fuck. Who cares?
Even like last year when we'd have like flat parties all the time, the security guard would come in and he's like, listen, just turn it down for like half an hour and then you can sort of go back up again. Like, they're not bothered.
Yeah.
That's probably best though for first
Yeah.
year.
That is best. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, like some of the uni accommodations we went to.
In my uni accommodation, every night I wouldn't be bothered about people playing music because you wouldn't get it in my block that much. But the guy who lived above me, I've never met this guy, I've never seen him before. Every night I heard him playing Minecraft.
How?
Yeah.
Just hear a zombie.
As I always eating a loaf of bread. Go to bed.
That's weird. How did you hear that?
You could just hear it through the wall. He must have had it on.
What were they like? Fucking paper, literally paper thin wall. I'm surprised it didn't fall
I
through.
think he had it blasted.
Blasted, man.
I always have it. One of my flatmates is like a dead good mate of mine, Jack. He loves Drake. Like he lives and breathes Drake. And he's got this massive, it's almost like a PA system speaker. And he went through a bit of a rough patch with his missus like a few months ago. And he was listening to Drake like 24/7. Yeah, Marvin Dream, yeah. Not like the good Drake that gets you like hyped for the stuff, but he was blasting it. And I love napping. Like I get back from uni, have like half an hour nap sort of thing. And he'd be blasting it like just as I was drifting. I was like, lad, just give it a break. Please.
You're walking, he's sat in the corner.
You
Shaking.
know what, he won't mind me saying this, but there was one time where he
like you say, you won't mind me saying this without. You've definitely not asked him.
We have plugs there. The bathroom's literally like 2 feet away. So we got an extension lead, plugged it in, and then took his speaker into the bathroom, and took a stool in as well. There playing like Marvin's Room on repeat for like 10 minutes. I came out and I was like, lad, you need to sort yourself out. This is rock bottom here.
Just walking, shaking. Come on, lad, you need to sort your head out.
Step out of it.
Do you know Manchester quite well then? Because you said you've done events in Manchester.
You know what? I've been here. Every time I've been here, it's raining. Apart from today, which is nice.
I mean, even today it's a bit shit.
Yeah, it's a bit shit.
It does rain a lot.
I know the northern quarter like quite well, but it's such a different like energy to Liverpool.
It is.
It's just so like I don't know. It's fast and there's like so many not different cultures, but the way people dress. There's so many like sort of variations on it.
It's very varied.
It's nice to see though. Like it's nice to. I always come back to Liverpool feeling sort of inspired for like even the record shops are different.
Yeah.
Like I'll go through and I'll find like new tunes there.
Yeah.
But I think the scene here, the music scene's class, the underground scene.
It's not even just the underground scene. Like if you think about the Manchester vibe and all that sort of stuff.
Warehouse Project as well. It's like one of the biggest things in the UK at the minute. I went to see Disclosure a few years ago. That was amazing.
It's weird how Warehouse Project is just on our door.
Yeah.
And we just think of it as just another event.
Yeah.
That's all we think of it as. And then sometimes you'll be sat there and you'll just start talking to someone in the queue and like, oh yeah, I've come up from Nottingham for this, and you're like, all the way here, and it's so frequent all the time. Yeah. People come from all over for Warehouse Project. It's massive.
I mean, you look at the names on it as well. It's like unbelievable names on it. I think they had Fortet, Palms Tracks. They had Goldie playing one a few weeks ago as well.
Yeah.
And it's like 40 quid and you get it's like a mini festival, isn't it, when you walk in? It's class.
But they always put the fucking better acts on the set on the shit stage, and I'm like, come on.
You know what? They played, I don't know if you know Sammy Virgie,
Yeah.
At Bassfest, they had him on the smallest stage. And he's playing Warehouse Project. He was playing the main one. I was like, I don't understand.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He was on a weird lineup at Warehouse though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was.
He wasn't just like bassline music, was it?
I think it was the one the other day with Fortet. It's not progressive tech, but like
curated by Fortet, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But
why is he on that?
It's weird, isn't it?
To be fair,
he's
just different. Like he drops anything. Like have we ever seen Sammy Virgie before?
Yeah. So I met at Warehouse when we saw.
Oh, he was in the third room, wasn't he?
He was in
Store
the second
Street.
room.
Did you ever go Store Street Warehouse? Good old days.
Store
Street was just. I don't know why. It was just the vibe of Store Street. It's just better than the new one, because the new one's just like a big warehouse in it. Like, it could be anywhere, but Store Street, underground fucking car park.
Was it?
Yeah. And at the start,
it was temporary, but it lasted for 10 years.
When we used to get in, because sometimes like it started like 10, and we used to be there first just because there'd be a good act on, and you'd hear the trains going above you, and you'd be like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
You know what we say as well. It's like me and Alex I go to most of the gigs with. That sounds like I'm paying 40 quid for the ticket. I'm not getting there like just before last entry. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to sort of go in, scope their stages out, and because sometimes you go in and like the Palm House at Parklife, the system in there is horrible. The sound system.
Right.
I saw Peggy Goo there and Morgrab as well. It was when he was going to like the demon tech phase, and it was like this heavy European tech, and you couldn't hear it. And you're squishing the palm, so I'm like, it's just not worth, it's not worth staying.
So I went to Greenfield. Did you come and see Darren Styles with us?
I didn't come to Greenfield.
Oh yeah, because funny story. His car broke down as he was supposed to be coming.
I bought a ticket for that day. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go today.
That would have been the day you come in.
It was 90 quid a ticket. I'd just do it. And my start tomorrow. My car just didn't work.
Didn't work. Yeah. We saw Darren Styles. He was in like an outdoor. It was a greenhouse. It was absolutely fucking awful, mate. I was dying as well. It was like third day. And
was that when it was roasted? Was it 2019?
Yeah, it was fucking well hot. Yeah. And then Darren Styles is playing. Do you know Darren Styles?
Nah.
So he plays like hardstyle. Plays a bit.
I think I've heard it.
Yeah, he plays fucking anything. He's big in Scotland. And he was playing on this thing. You couldn't fucking hear anything. And I'm like, you heard the drop, and you could hear the lyrics louder than the drop. And I was like, that's weird, not what the music is about, really.
You know what, as well? He'll be fuming when he comes off there as well.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get all the feedback, and because he gives him a bad rep, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He's massive.
If anything goes wrong with the equipment, people think it's the DJ's fault.
And it's not.
It's not all the time.
Who would you put down as the best sort of live DJ act you've seen?
Oh, best live, as in like most talented, or as in what I thought was the best set?
Like performance, like all that overall sort of thing.
Friction's up there. Friction's brilliant. Really good.
Bit of an out there shout. I've mentioned this before. Probably not your scene much, but Hot Since '82.
You love Austin 82.
Is that like house garage stuff, innit?
Yeah, housey deep house.
Yeah. Mine's got to be Disclosure, 100%.
Disclosure.
Never seen
I've never seen Disclosure. We were on at Leeds Fest. Yeah, we
Saw
went.
Jack you instead. That was a good
Yeah,
set.
we did. Jack, you was fucking quality. I thought it was going to be shite.
Well,
but that was a great time.
I saw him at Park Life 2019, the first festival I ever went to.
Yeah.
And they played the Help Me Lose My Mind. That was the last one. And they ended the festival with it. And I just remember I turned around to see the boys and we didn't speak for the whole set. I turned around and I was like, what just happened? There's like a religious experience seeing them. And then Park Life this year, Latch was the last tune that they played. And we had such a sick weekend. It was like, just proper, like topping it off.
That is good vibes.
And we were all singing it. I could feel the tears coming. And then the chorus came on and I was just like fully crying. Like, it was like me and Alex there, like just proper like hugging each other. But I said to him, like, that's what I paid like 160 quid for.
Yeah.
So top the weekend off with that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We have a really good acts.
I've been like that when Dimension played Design.
What, for the 8th time that day? Design's one of them tracks that just gets played and played and played.
Do you know what was disappointing? I think you like Salado.
Yeah.
I saw them.
I think Salado fucking shite.
Well, I saw him at Park Life 2019. I know Creamfields 2019, and I rated him big time. So in this massive like tent, I'm not too sure what tent it was. And then they played. It should have been the Hangar at Park Life because of COVID. They didn't have any cover on it.
Right.
I couldn't hear anything. I was just like, "There's no point."
There was no cover on the Hangar.
No. There's no cover on anything.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Did Kevin sent in a Snapchat of it and was like, "What the fuck's the roof?" you like just go and went, "This is not I remember."
Yeah, I mean, I saw Prince there in 2019, and that was like different level of. It was the first day as well, and
proper laser show.
well, do you know what
I've got a controversial opinion on Prince. I think Eric Prince is fucking shite.
He's overrated. His
I think
music
he's
is-
really, really shit. Like people rave about him because he has good lights and a good.
Yeah.
But that's not him. That's his producers or whatever he's got behind it.
Well, we went on the Saturday and we said it was like, right, we'll get there like early-ish and we won't start like heavy drinking. You get in there first festival and you just like straight away.
Of course, yeah.
There's no queue at the back.
I'll buy 9.
So we got to Prince and we were there like I think we saw Fitzpatrick and he was class.
Yeah.
And Amelie Lenz as well. If you've never seen her, 100% go and see
Oh,
her.
mate, you and our mate Adam would get on that. He's in love with that woman.
Yeah, well,
he's
as
in
well.
love.
Prince comes on.
That and
it's like-
Charlotte DeWitt.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So Prince comes on and the lights start and all this like 3D stuff starts happening and I'm like, right, I'm not on the headspace for this. And it's that sort of time of night where you look around and you see demons there like with their arms up like this. I'm like, right, I'm
dying in the corner and you're like,
I'm starting to scat out big time.
I do not want to be here.
Yeah. I said to the boys, I was like, should we go? And they were like, yeah. Like, it's just not worth staying there. Yeah. But I think the
Let's go and watch Liam Gallagher.
that was when we went to Disclosure after that.
Yeah,
Disclosure, and I was like, this is a good
Very
change.
good, yeah. Very good idea. Then.
That was similar to when we went Park Life. We tried to get into the hangar to watch Gorgon City.
Oh, yeah.
But it was rammed, everyone pushing each other. It just wasn't
It's dangerous, isn't it?
It wasn't a good
It is
vibe.
dangerous.
So then I went to watch Hot Since 82 instead, and I was so glad.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, what a good idea!" I was like, "Yeah, I know." It's obvious.
That's me.
Do you ever watch like R&B artists at Park Life festivals or just stay away from it?
Saw Skepta.
Yeah, at Park Life.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't listen to R&B.
No.
I listen to mainly indie music at the moment. So I've gone.
I can't get into indie music.
I went. I started indie, went into drum and bass, and now I'm back at
Back to indie.
Do you know what it is for indie music with me? It's that when I first started getting introduced to it, all I knew was like, if you don't listen to indie music, like da-da-da, and all the drums was like Dark Fruits. I have like Jeremy Corbyn posters in the room.
Yeah.
It's just a massive.
You should see his bedroom.
Fuck off.
And I go to
I do dress like whenever I don't wear bucket hat. I don't wear bucket
Adidas
hat.
shoes.
yeah.
I just whenever I used to go to like a drum and bass rave, people used to look at me and be like, "You shouldn't be here."
Yeah.
So I'd be there in my gazelles, like I don't know, like this sort of top, my jeans, and I'd be like,
The zip up Adidas.
Moncler, full settle.
I do, but that's just how I like dress. But people would have been thinking like. And then you'd walk into that drum and bass rave, people there in full tracksuits, just like, couldn't give a fuck about being here.
Yeah. I think what got me into it was this shit indie disco in Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
When it was in the Arts Club, it was class. It's medicated. Is it Electric Warehouse?
It's Electric now, yeah.
That was class when they had it on like the DJ. Basically, the DJs had rent out CDJs, and all they do was play a Spotify playlist. Apparently, that's like the legend.
Yeah.
But they'd have like confetti, they'd have cannons, they'd have like all the signs going about.
Yeah.
It was class, and that's what got me into it. Like I wouldn't listen to it, I don't know. I wouldn't really say I listen to indie music, but I listen to like King Cruel if you're onto him.
No.
I don't know what to describe. It's quite like somber.
Somber.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. He does the Tiny Desk. Have you ever seen them on YouTube?
No.
You're not onto him.
No.
Tiny Desk, the class. They had Wu-Tang was on there. They do like.
Oh yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Everyone knows it's
Wu-Tang,
fucking Wu-Tang.
They do like live renditions of it.
Yeah.
Daniel Caesar, if you know him. Daniel Caesar, like soul sort of stuff. I'm trying to think who's been on there.
You got a massive like mix of I'd love to see your Spotify and just go down.
The sort of first music I fell in love with was rap. It was Kendrick Lamar. Shameful to say it was like 2 Chainz, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was the 90s stuff. Like Nas, love him. Like the lyrical side of it. Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Jay-Z, I'm a massive fan of.
Yeah.
And you know what I think it is? I was thinking about this on the way up here because whenever I'm on the train, like transport sort of thing, I always get like into my head. And for me, it's always the drums. Like it never used to be, but the drums behind things and disco as well.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on. It's called When House Took Over the World, and they start talking about disco.
Right.
And they say the breaks in it is what makes the music. Like it's what gets people moving on the dance floor, like above anything else. And obviously they take the amen break from like funk disco tracks. And that's in like drum and bass, jungle, breaks, and even some hip hop stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what tangent I was going off on that, but
have you been on that website where you can look at every single genre of music? And I can't remember what it's called, but it's got a website and it's laid out like an Excel spreadsheet. Bit weird.
I've not seen it.
And you click on it, it's got every single genre on there ever, and they all go off each other. So you have your drum and bass sections and all that.
Yes, I've been on it once.
Yeah,
and on Finnish techno.
Yes, it is. You get some Gabba. Gabba's the one for me where I'm like, ever listen to Gabba?
Yeah. Well,
SpongeBob SquareWave.
Oh, SpongeBob SquareWave. Yeah, that Forbid, them sort of stuff.
It goes off because there's a lad who, Greg, his name is, he runs Thumb Love, it's a label in Liverpool. It's quite small at the minute, but he was opening Lost Lounge on Monday and he was playing this like 170 BPM Gabba stuff. Yeah. And there's a new genre coming about called Footwork.
Never heard of Footwork.
I've heard of it. It's class. And I listened to it, I was like, mate, what is this? Like, I feel like at the minute I'm like, I've listened to all the genres of music I can, but it's still like all this stuff coming up. It's class.
Yeah, Gabba's the one where it's fucking massive down under though. Australians fucking love it.
Cornwall as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you just there like fucking vibe. To be fair, I couldn't be there for more than 3 hours. Yeah. But for the 3 hours, for the 3 hours, we're having a great time.
Do you know what I think? The new that Dimension stuff, the Time Warp. Tune, love that. When that gets shot me there, like it's not Gunfingers, but you're giving it that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just punched the mic then. Sorry.
I mean, like
going into a bit of hard style, innit?
Yeah.
Old school hard style.
Well, a bit hardcore, happy hardcore, hard style. I fell into that world. I don't listen to it a lot, but like with Kieran, so one of my mates, Kieran, he loves hardcore, hard style, and basically I was the only one who'd go with him anywhere. To be honest, like he'd ask everyone, everyone like, "No, the shit." We tried going Scooter, and we didn't get tickets, unfortunately. But yeah, and like sat with Darren Styles, people like that, and like when I've been, I've never had. Yes, you did. Why the fuck did you pick us up? Did you come back from Liverpool?
No, I was just up.
Fair enough, cheers.
Like 3 in the morning. Okay, I'll come pick you up.
I had an absolute vibe. I've never had a bad event like that, and it's just such a happy feeling. Like it's like someone's just repeatedly punching you in the face. To be fair, but like, it's fucking quality. I love it, and everyone's having a good time, like just bouncing around. That's quality.
I think it's like that's more niche than drum and bass when you go to events like that.
Oh, it's very niche. Yeah. That's everyone is a die-hard of that.
I'd say that's all like old as well. They're all like 40, 45.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably like the issue, like the posers at like tech house, because half the people that listen to it aren't even into tech house.
You know what? I wouldn't say it's a rave because it's not night work, and I'm not slandering them at all. Night work in Chester's like, they've done very well for themselves. They played the live rooms, and I've had like BB on there, Melody, and I went to see, I think it was Melody or BB, I'm not too sure which one it was. And me and my boys went for like, we're not really bothered how we dress when we go to events like that.
Yeah.
And we're loving like the tune sort of stuff. And then you get these lads coming up, like, why are you dancing like that? I'm like, man, I'm paid like 40 quid for the ticket.
I'm doing whatever the fuck. Mate, if you would have seen me at Jerry Cinnamon, mate, I was literally like, if you would have seen me, you'd have thought, who the fuck is that freak? But I was fucking going for it. I had 2 beers and I was absolute, and it's the happiest I've ever felt.
Yeah.
I just turned to my mate Jared, I went with, and I was like, mate, I'm so happy. And I was like, I'm so sorry for what you're about to witness, but I'm going to go fucking mental at every single one of his songs. I'm going to scream his lyrics. And I was just there bouncing around. And then I'd turn around, everyone else would be joining with me, and I'd be like, this is the fucking vibe.
You know what? I went to see Holy Goof at Greenfields 2019, and we'd had like, it was me, Webb, and Harry were there. And we'd had like a heavy day. Like, I'm pretty sure I had some shit day. So we're like, right, we're going to have an hour off. And
Hour off, let's go Holy Goof.
Yeah. Well, we were sitting there like trying to eat, and I was like, right, I need to go and see Holy Goof. Like, I've not seen him before.
Yeah.
And he played the Shutdown tune by Chris Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Harry's got a video of it. It makes me cringe. Yeah.
You used to love that.
Yeah, it makes me cringe every single time I hear it. It's just me going, yeah. As soon as it drops, and he said that he showed, like, you can imagine me like there, like giving it that. But he said that he showed it to his dad, and Sam, his dad was like, he was like in it screaming. Because there's never a video where the boys have got of me and I'm not like shouting, especially if it's like bass line or drum and bass. So when they're there filming, I'm giving it that, trying to just like, you know. I
don't know what story you're about to tell you, but you just looked at me as if like I've got to go behind it.
We went to see Darius Sarosian.
Oh yeah.
DJ Joshua Brooks in Manchester. Mate, got loads of videos of the event, and you watch back the videos in the morning on your story. Just see our mate Ryan, who loves to shout like that, and you just hear everyone, yeah.
At one point, you just go woo.
I start doing that as well. That's what you think.
It was so funny, but no one realised it was us who didn't go to the event, sending him in, being like, Ryan, mate, you screaming woo.
I was trying to explain to my grandma, because I always send her videos on WhatsApp of, you know, when I'm DJing.
Yeah.
And you always get people like shouting like F off and giving like middle fingers and that. She's like, why are people telling you to do that? Like, I was trying to explain the Gunfingers thing, and I said it's like, it's a good thing if someone's telling you to do that, because it's weird though, like you say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
if everyone tells you to fuck off, it's spot on.
Or like,
you say shut the fuck up. Don't shut up. But
2019 Part Life, SASCS was like, it was the first ever drum and bass act I saw live, and it was like amazing, like one of the best acts I've seen. And my mate Usher,
Usher?
Alex Usher's
good
name.
singer.
I was gonna say, fucking mate's
him
Usher.
we call him Usher, and there's a video of him that I've got, and he goes, "You what?" And I didn't know what jump up was at the time, so my jump up playlist is just called "You What." And I class it as bassline.
That should be your vocal before you first drop.
You know what? I've got it there. I've got it saved, and I've got one of my other mates. He goes, "Oh, it's gone again," something like that. That's some like inside joke that we've got.
Yeah.
And I thought, when a build-up's like a roller sort of track, I'll definitely try and get it in.
Yeah.
It's gone again. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I can imagine that as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was? The story behind that was, we were sitting in his uni room, and up to like 4 or 5 in the morning, like after sort of thing. We're all a bit like, you know. And he had these LED lights in his room. It sounds so stupid, like explaining, like you ought to be there. And we were like crying, laughing at it at the time. Me and Alex were in his room, and he comes in, he's like, "Boys, you're gonna have to come look at this." And he's proper like up about it. I was like, what? And he's like, "No, come and look. So we sit down, and behind his TV, he's got the LED strips. He's like, "Right, watch this, watch." And he goes, "Did you not see it? And I'm like, "What am I looking at?" And he's like, "Right, when it turns blue, the TV goes." And I'm like, "What?" So he goes, it happens a few times again, and he goes, "Oh, it's gone again." And me and Alex turned to ourselves and just like crying laughing. Like, you just need to go to bed.
See you in the morning, pal. We took him in.
But woke up the next day, and it was like, right, we'll try it again. But he was just obviously, you know, out of it, doing whatever.
Should we have a little break, boys?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and then we'll come back for part 3, mate. I'm enjoying this.
Yes. Yes, part 3. Ready?
Bloody hell, that was quick.
Straight into it.
I think we are now. Let's get going. Come on.
So, how long? How long were you learning how to DJ before doing it professionally?
I don't know. It's difficult because we were saying in the car on the way up. I started off doing like disco house sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm massively back into disco now. Follow more, you onto him.
Yeah.
Love him.
Seen him play Gimme Gimme Gimme.
Yeah, he was one of the best acts at Park Life. Genuinely one of the best acts. So I started doing that, getting into like bassline sort of stuff. and it was always on and off because when I'd work, I'd get back and it's like just don't have the energy for it.
Yeah.
And then when over lockdown, I was like, right, I'm gonna put everything into this. And I remember I released my first mix. It was a liquor drum and bass mix, and I was so nervous putting it out. Like I got someone to design like the cover for it. Paid her like 20 quid. Lydia, her name is, she's class. She's actually quite big in Liverpool at the minute.
Yeah.
Intangible Objects, if you want to get on that on Instagram. And it just
You're very good at plugging.
Yeah.
Like, all the guests we've had have been like,
Follow me on Instagram.
just don't know what we're doing, and then you're just like, yeah, straight away, nice and smooth.
So I put that out, and then you always used to send it to Harry to be like, do you think this is good? Do you think this is good?
Yeah.
And he messaged me and he was like, I'll get you on one of the fluid movement events. And I was like, right, that's it, I've made it now. Like Harry said he's going to have me on one of his events. Yeah. And I say my professional career started at house parties. Definitely as house parties. But I've got to shout out obviously mum and my stepdad, always driving me to like house parties when I didn't have a car and letting me play music till like 1 a.m. in the house.
Yeah.
That'd be rough for them, wouldn't it? That would be rough.
Do you know what? They enjoy it, especially my stepdad as well. He's got quite like a eclectic, I don't know if that's the right choice of words for that, but music taste.
Right.
It's very like
nice and different.
Yeah.
Mix and matches. Yeah, but it's like when we listen to our music, like your music taste is quite varied.
My music taste is all over the place.
My music taste is here, there, and fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
like, just constantly.
But I'd be playing. They like garage. You know,
Right.
my mum actually really likes garage, like the sort of like the vocal sort of
Yeah.
stuff. My stepdad loves the disco and like the minimal tech.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get him onto drum and bass. I try and explain to them what it is.
Wean them in. Wean them in.
They understand it, but they more just enjoy watching videos of me playing it out.
Right, yeah.
Do you know who Tom Grennan is? Oh yeah, the one on the radio. Yeah, so he did this song. Just slowly working. Rudimental. Start off small. And then
definitely.
and here's Benny L.
But I think I said to even Harry the other day when I was speaking to him, from September when everything started opening up again, like, you know, post-COVID, it's just like hit the road running. And I'm busy all the time with it. Like I do 5-a-side once a week, and sometimes I don't even have time to do that. Like I'm supposed to be going to the gym later on. I'll be there till like 2 a.m. But I can't complain, because when I was working retail and at the sales job, I'd be like, all I want to do is just be DJing.
Yeah, of course.
The fact that I've got it now and I'm able to, you know, do stuff like come on the podcast, and I know I've got the radio show as well at Melodic Distraction. It's class.
So, how did you get into like? So obviously you do a few like gigs at like Black Rabbit and stuff like that. How did you get into playing like your R&B and your more commercial stuff?
It was house parties.
Just house parties again, yeah.
Was it just literally whatever they wanted me to play? You just have to kind of adapt.
People would message me, like they'd have people would put on the Snapchat or the Instagram stories, and they'd at me, without me knowing, and they'd message me, be like, "Oh, can you do my house party for me?" And I was like, "Chuck us like 20 quid and get us a few bevs." And they'd be like, "Yeah, sound." I said, "What sort of music do you want?" So sometimes it'd be like tech, sometimes it'd be R&B, sometimes it'd be dancehall. I love doing dancehall.
Remind me what dancehall is.
Beanie Man sort of stuff.
Don't know what Beanie Man is.
Beanie Man.
I want you to describe something to me as well. Scouse House. How would you describe Scouse House?
It's like, I don't know. It's a mix of gabba and tech.
I just describe it as bouncy.
Yeah. It's got
I don't know how else.
Yeah, it's quite like dum dum dum.
But they fucking love it, don't you?
Yeah.
Love it over in Liverpool, but it's like massive, and
Dancehall's like Burna Boy sort of stuff.
Right, yes.
I wouldn't say that's more Afrobeats, but that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
So many fucking genres and subgenres.
But it was. I love it because people that listen to it love it. Like I was playing Black Rabbit the other night, and it was 9 o'clock when I was starting. This family were coming, and I'm guessing they were from the Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, right. I played Hardy Caprio, and they liked it, so I was like, I'm going to stay towards that side of it. And I was playing proper like old school dancehall, which I never get to play out, and I was loving it.
That's a fucking great time. You're like, yes, owner, and you're just pointing them out. I'm playing for these four only.
But yeah, it was more just like, you know, word got about, and house parties definitely gave me the confidence for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't really feel like, I always used to get really anxious before I play a house party, and I'd always be wary of, why aren't people dancing to this track? Was that transition not good enough?
Yeah. And
now I've sort of, you know, done a fair amount.
Yeah, you kind of know.
I know that not every single track is going to be very important, sort of thing.
Yeah, especially because
you need to give the crowd a chance to have a break as well.
100%. But the thing with house parties is that it's difficult because you get times where, you know, there's something kicking off or people are outside smoking, so you have to slow it down.
Yeah. That's why whenever house parties we used to go to, we never had like a proper DJ.
No.
Never.
Yeah,
The only
well, it
bit
adds something to it. People say like...
Yeah, I bet it does.
People definitely say it adds something to it, but... I remember the first drum and bass one I ever played, this was with Seb, this lad who lived in my accommodation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had a massive group chat for it, and he's like, anyone likes drum and bass, come down and we're having a mix. So we'd play a few songs, I'd play. It's like a back-to-back sort of thing. And he said to me, he's like, I've got a house party for us if you want a DJ. And it was at Grand Central.
Oh, yeah.
So, height of COVID as well, so we had to...
Yeah.
I had my decks in like this gym bag. And I had my coat over my speaker box.
Just fucking chilly, lad.
I had the girl whose flat I was dropped the keys down, and I walked in and I was like, there's like 10 people there. I was like, right, give it an hour and then we'll start playing. And it was like a sweat box towards it. And I was like, mate, this is class. It was like the best sort of crowd I played to.
Yeah.
And then he'd have ones where he'd set his decks up on the ironing board. So we'd have the ironing board there and like
move that tap, just do me.
He'd have the ironing board like a no entry sign.
Yeah.
And you know them aliens that in Victor Audio have to blow up one. He'd have one of them as well. And at that point there was like probably like 25-30 people in this like cram space. I was sweating buckets.
All in your bubble though. So it was all
all in your bubble. It was a big flat.
And
big flat mate.
And it was genuinely, I was like, this is like what I'm living for at the minute.
Yeah.
And then police turned up. There was like...
I would have fucking bricked it.
Like, do you know what? There was 3 police cars and a police van. And I swear to God, there's 10 police officers in the flat, like lined up in the corridor. I'm like, right, I'll get my things that I need. I'll just come back for the morning for them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind, obviously, they're just doing the job. But the cheek that they were giving us on the way out, like, I understand, obviously, we shouldn't be doing it. They're like, look at these sorry teenagers, you should hang your head in shame. And you know what I thought? I was like, if I wasn't in the wrong, I'd give something back to them. Just be like, if you've not got more important things to do, like 10 minutes up the road, there's people getting stabbed. And you're stopping like teenagers having fun.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to bite your tongue on the way out.
Do you know what? Like, it's difficult because I was saying before that I've got a family in the police.
Right.
And they're quite, they understand that if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
And you get a rush off it, like the sort of drum and bass has always been not anti-federation, but like anti-mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is class. Like, it gives like a underground feel to it.
Yeah.
There was actually a rave that I was supposed to play, an illegal one.
You mean a legal one?
Yeah, a legal one.
Never got licensed though, unfortunately.
Yeah. Something with the promoters. And we got added to this WhatsApp group chat, and there was going to be a room where it was like house and
there was a few illegal ones going on in Liverpool. I was checking them out. I was like, oh.
And it was it was going to be in a mansion, and seeing videos of it, and it looked dead like professional. I was like, yeah, fully game to do this. So I had my USB ready, and I was like, planned my outfit like a week before, got a haircut. I was fully on for it. And the police found them. They were at the bunkers in some beat. I think it was Crosby somewhere.
Right.
And the police got onto them there, and then the generator stopped working. So they were doing it near Sefton. Same thing happened again, and I was devastated. Oh. So I got a message like an hour after.
Surely not in Sefton Park.
No, it was
I was going to imagine it in the middle of fucking Sefton Park. I think to find it, wouldn't you?
So I got a message like half an hour later. I was just sitting on my bed like gutted, and it was like DnB gaff like come through. I was like, yes, this is it. sort of saved the night for it, but yeah, I think just I owe everything to house parties more than anything.
Yeah,
and some of the sound club promoters as well.
Yeah.
I think any advice I give as well, get on Facebook pages to DJs that are coming up, because the first club gig I got at Peacocks, I was saying, Gina, who was one of the supervisors, put on, need a DJ ASAP, 20 quid an hour, and we'll get you drinks. And I've never done a club before, and I was at Evie's, my girlfriend's, who lives in Smithtown.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be there in like half an hour. And I was like, I was going to be an hour because I had to download tunes.
Yeah.
And she's like, where are you? Like, I'm going to get someone else on. And I got in there, and they were like, yeah, it's 6. So I got obviously more gigs off that.
Yeah. Did you tell them? Did you let on that you'd never done clubs before? Or be just like...
Well, she said she was like, the only reason I waited for you was because she saw my Facebook. That I had,
okay,
the
so she's seen, yeah.
Right.
So as much as I hate to say it, like social media and branding is massive.
Yeah,
huge. Definitely huge.
Yeah, I always try and stay away from social media, especially when I've got stuff to do. Because you just see yourself like
scrolling for hours.
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not a big poster, but I'm a big scroller.
Yeah.
TikTok.
I need to delete
TikTok
at some
as well.
point.
TikTok's a
You know what?
fucking
TikTok's like, I love TikTok.
It's fucking
I love
quality.
it.
What an app that is, honestly. It's quality. It knows me better than me fucking parents do. I don't even care. Straight away it's like dog, football video. And then it's like Jerry Cinnamon. Back to dogs. And he just fucking reads and I'm like,
the
it's
cooking
quality.
videos on TikTok are class.
Yeah. I get a lot of comedy on there because I'm a big stand-up comedy guy. And now, all the time, I'm just seeing stand-up comedy and I'm like, it just knows how to sucker me in.
But I said to one of my best mates, Matthew, he's like brother sort of level. He did this thing where he unfollowed people that he doesn't need to see on social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he said he was busy and his mental space wasn't that good at the time. I was like, why don't I do that? Like, so when you're looking through your social media, it's things you actually want to see.
Yeah.
And I did it, and someone came up to me in town and they were like, "Oh yeah, why did you unfollow me?" And I was like, "I've not seen this person like a year or two." And I was like, "I don't see you anymore. Like, it's nothing personal. Just that seeing your things on social media doesn't add anything to me."
Yeah.
Good way of thinking. I've never thought of it like that.
And it's the same sort of thing as like I've realised now. Like, I say getting old, I'm only 21, but sort of like getting wiser is cutting people out of your group that you don't need.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm sure you guys understand working in DJing. You don't have time to waste energy on people that aren't adding to you.
It's just most of the time like when you're working full time.
Yeah.
So like, I just can't. I don't text people anymore. I can't physically text someone 24/7 anymore. I just can't do it. But I'm at that stage where I'm like some lads, I won't speak to them for like 4 or 5 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just see him and he's completely fine. I've had some conversations recently who've reached out to me from high school, just chatting to me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've not spoken to him about 6-7 years," and it's like, "Oh yeah, I love the podcast. I've been watching everyone." I'm like, fucking mental.
Yeah, it's
weird,
crazy.
isn't it? I don't know. It's difficult. Obviously, you understand like DJing in town as well. You get people that sort of try and latch onto it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make myself some like big like superstar DJ.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you get people that are like, "Oh, can I come behind the booth with you? Can I like you get me tickets this, get me tickets to that?" And people that,
no.
Well, I think it's one of them where like the lady who does the cover art for me, we were having a conversation about it, and she said, "I'm up and coming. If you want to support the art, do not ask for free stuff."
Yeah.
Like
Abby said exactly the same thing.
That's how
So
she makes a living.
yeah, that's exactly what Abby was saying on about like Foxglove and that.
Yeah.
People asking her like for free tickets, and she feels like she has to say yeah because they're her friends, but at the same time,
They
like,
need it for.
it's literally 20 quid coming out of her. Like, it's literally her bank. It's not even her bank account. It's the band's bank account.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's one of those things for me where like especially with the Brooklyn bit, it feels like it's my kid in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like I'm so like protective of it because that's like my passion.
Yeah.
It's your baby, innit, really?
Yeah,
It's your baby.
definitely. And you know, I've had people that are like, "Oh yeah, like I'll spin for you." Like that I haven't done it as well as you've done it. Not as in like the mix wasn't good, but just unprofessionally.
Yeah.
Like they just want to do it for a gig. Like they don't want to get into the scene sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's why when you first emailed me, I was like, "Why do you like drum and bass? Like, why do you want to get into it?"
Yeah. The response you gave to me, it was like, "Wow, this is actually quite a serious event." It was a full on like proper effort going into it.
I said to Harry, I was like, I don't want it to be overkill, but like
that's better though from both people's perspective. I think.
But yeah, people that are just like doing it for the fame sort of thing and like to put it on their Instagram story, it's like, nah, it's not for me that. And I think it's hard to filter out, especially when you know you've got big names. Like I've got Ghosty playing. He had me on at Lost House.
Right.
He's quite big in the drum and bass scene in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like he's a proper humble guy, like really nice, and I'm grateful he had me on. And he's gonna play and he's gonna shell it. Like I have every faith in it. But I know that not really drum and bass scene, but in the like tech house scene. You get people, like I said before, showing up 5 minutes before, expecting like bottle of Grey Goose there.
Yeah.
Like there's no room for it. There's no room for it when it's passionate like that. It's starting 5-a-side footy. They're the two things I get proper heated about. So
I want to talk about footy as well because obviously everyone we've had on really.
We don't really need to talk. I
feel like we should talk about.
We honestly don't need to.
So especially because we've had.
It's very on this podcast.
It's been very mank heavy, hasn't it? Obviously,
It has,
it's gonna be. But obviously, you support a completely different side, and I feel like the Liverpool way of supporting is very different in the Premier League.
yeah,
I wanted to ask you a question of what do you think Anfield is like?
it's like
Just because obviously
amazing.
it's different. It's going to be different.
You know what I was saying to one of my course mates yesterday, Luke. I was like, he went to the Atletico game.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, you ever sat in the cop? And he was like, yeah. And I said, for me, like, football in my family is massive.
Yeah.
My granddad, and he passed away when I was like 7. That's the main thing I remember about him was the football.
Football, yeah.
And it's the same with my uncles, my aunties, my cousin, even my nan.
Yeah.
She's 82 now, I think. She's massive on it. Always speak to her about the football.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I went into the cop and they sung You'll Never Walk Alone. It was like this like euphoria that I'm like never get again.
Almost as good as the Disclosure closing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like that. But I think it's just the whole thing of, you know, the community. If you walk into Anfield, it's like 2.5 miles, but it feels like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're having drinks in the pub, and I always go with my cousin. It's next level, I think.
It's different. To be fair, the person I text the most is the lad I go sit with.
Yeah.
Like, he's the person I text the most. Like, I don't know why. It's just how it is. I text him probably once a day.
Yeah.
Not like constant conversation. We don't need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different way of football's just totally different.
It's weird because like I wouldn't say I'm massive on it. Like I'm not always reading the news, but I watch Match of the Day sort of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I'm quite hostile over it. Like, because it's a family thing.
Yeah.
People start slating Scousers and like not in a joking way. And like, come on, like, you know, there's no sort of need for that.
Yeah. Do you go to Anfield quite often?
When I can, yeah.
When you can.
My cousin, he's got a season ticket in the cop. So when his mates drop out, they're like, oh, you know, could be
Jump
50
in,
quid a ticket.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously being on like student money. I don't know if you've ever had the problem, but student loans still not coming from like September. I've had murder with them on the phone. So it's like once a week I phone up, and it's always in a call centre somewhere, and I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because they've always got an accent, and the line's cracking. I was like, listen, I'll just phone you back next week. Like,
we'll go again. Let's hope for someone else.
So, but I said to my mum, I was like, it's a good job that, you know,
DJing, yeah.
Who's your favourite player growing up then? So obviously, is it? I suppose that's a bit of a obvious.
You know what? My mum will laugh telling the story because my brother was going to London with my grandma, and I said to my mum, I was like, she tells the story different, but I said, please can you wake me up? Like, I'll come and see him off sort of thing. So they go to Runcorn train station, and I wasn't there. Wake up, go on Facebook on my BlackBerry at the time, so that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And I see my 2 younger brothers have got
BBM
a
pin.
Yeah.
BC my pin. Do you remember that? Ping for a rate.
The two younger brothers have got a picture with Gerrard in his England tracking, and I went, what? I was like, as if I missed that.
Yeah.
So basically, I slept in, didn't get up, and I felt like crying at the time. I was like, they've met him, and I was like, Gerrard's been my hero for like, even like when I'm playing football, I try and play it like around he does. But I don't know. I think now for me, like the few years ago when Liverpool weren't doing too well, there wasn't anything there for me that was like driving the team. Henderson stepped up to it now. I think
you need that captaincy right
well,
there.
it was more just like they had Gerrard, they had Carragher at the back, even like when they had Alonso there as well, sort of driving the midfield. That was like 2005, 2006, like when they had Simon Huppier as well.
Yeah.
That was like, you know,
peak.
Yeah.
Peak Liverpool, but back there now, aren't you?
You could say it now, you know, like the.
Do you think the team now is better than that 05 team?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think it's different football, so it's hard to compare it.
I'd disagree. I think it's a lot better.
I think for me I've always seen it as Gerrard and Alonso sort of lofting balls out from the CDM position.
Yeah.
And then you get Carragher just giving 2 feet to everyone that tries to pass him. Whereas now you saw the Henderson pass to Salah yesterday, like the flair on that, it's different.
Yeah, different gravy.
It's a lot faster, isn't it? It's a lot faster as well now.
I football nowadays. Like I saw was it Gary Lineker? It was someone who did a really interesting, like, they were talking about the difference between like Pele and recent. And you can't compare them. Like you physically can't, because football is so much better nowadays. It just is
faster, isn't it?
So much quicker, so much more athletic. Like everything's totally different. You always have to outdo something.
Yeah.
And like I just don't get how people can compare. So that's why I think this Liverpool team now is better than that Liverpool team.
Yeah, I don't know. When you look at
better than the United team anyway, innit?
Well, you look at even.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Even Klopp, like how he is like personality wise compared to like Rafa Benitez.
Yes.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
He displays it in the football that he plays. But I think it's an exciting team to watch, definitely. Even I was saying Foden. He's young talent, next level.
Mentally good. Mentally.
Level.
Who do you think? So, who do you think is the best side of all time? Like, don't have to be Liverpool, but like the best side you think you've seen.
don't know,
Big statement, isn't it?
Oh wait, Man United. When we won the Champions League.
So are you talking Berbatov, Tevez,
Ronaldo,
Tevez?
Rooney.
Yeah, well, Tevez didn't really play, did he? So you're talking Berbatov,
Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, Scholes.
that sort of team. Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I could say like one of the old Liverpool teams, like when Rush was playing, but I never really watched the game.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I think one thing that sticks out for me, and it always has, and I don't know why, was the Brazilian World Cup team.
Oh,
From,
so
like,
yeah,
2000 to 2006. Like,
Yeah.
your Ronaldinhos,
Yeah,
your
'cause
Ronaldos, yeah,
when
your
I used to play FIFA
Cafus.
Street all the time.
Kaka.
FIFA Street
mate,
was, oh mate.
I was just like, I remember I'd go out after watching the play and I'd be like trying to do kicky ups and like
flicking it
around the
across
world.
the wall, like running through.
I always love the World Cup though, like the sort of.
World Cup's sick.
It's like I don't know, it's like Christmas in it when it comes round.
It's gonna be next Christmas.
Yeah.
You love the World
I
Cup.
love the World Cup. I watch every
There's
game,
an ongoing joke with our friendship group because we all, I'm a big club fan, huge club fan internationally.
Breaks I can't do, international breaks, hate them.
Yeah, I don't really care, but Dan on the World Cup will sit there, and if it's Algeria versus Mali, he'll be like. This was when we were 18, 19, we were starting to go out and we'd be out every weekend. Oh, Dan, you coming out this weekend? Can't, mate.
Yeah.
Can't, mate. Algeria's playing Mali.
Ivory Coast Japan at 2 a.m. Promising that.
You know what? It's funny because when my girlfriend, when we were watching the Euros in June, she's never really been into football.
Yeah.
But we always, like, me and the lads would go and she'd bring her mates as well.
Yeah.
Her mates aren't allowed anymore because one of them got into a bad state, so.
They're banned.
Well, the saying is no birds in the football anymore. So even when they come, they're really getting into it. And she's like, oh, that's that player, that's that player. It's just class. I think it's just because it's the whole. It's the only thing in England where you can all come together and be like, I'm proud of this for the country.
It's like my girlfriend at the start of the tournament. I was like, I can't see today England play. She's like, what? She's like, proper upset with it. And then when we got to the quarterfinal and the semi-final, she's like, I can watch the game with you. Proper into it.
What do we think about Gareth Southgate then? Because we haven't spoken about this on the pod. And what do you think about Gareth Southgate?
Overrated. He's got a good
He's
PR.
overrated.
Yeah, he's got a good PR. Like
You're
thing.
quite Southgate fan, aren't you?
He's better than we've had, but then again, I'm.
No, he's not.
I'm
No,
an Ollie
he's
fan.
not better than we've had. I am such a firm believer. So me and
When's the last time we had a better manager than Southgate?
me and Matty always say, I'll come back to that, but me and Matty always say that Gareth Southgate's basically a terrorist. He is. He's just completely destroyed England. Like, we should have walked that Euros. We were the best team by far on paper. We just were. And he just single-handedly, like, destroyed. But yeah, I think if you put most of the England managers back in the day, fucking even like, not Capello. Capello's a shit example.
Definitely not.
But like, most people should win. I could fucking win it with that England side.
Yeah.
And he was there playing fucking two holding midfielders, and you're like, come on, mate,
he's
just
got-
kick
he's-
fucking
he's got
Grealish
this,
on
like,
and go for it.
Yeah, he's got this idea in his head and he just can't adapt to it.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's similar to Ollie.
yeah.
It
yeah,
is. Them two are so similar.
Thing
Both
is,
yes
recently,
men.
though, Ollie's changed his style of play to try and suit the players. I
Whereas
think that's why we fucked up.
McFred is still
we used
playing.
to play deep and on the counter. We tried to not do that against Leicester and Liverpool.
Well,
We
it's
fucked up.
strange because you look at Liverpool how they played. They've been playing the same for like 3-4 seasons now. Obviously,
Yeah.
Trent and Arnold at the back. Trent and Robertson, sorry, not Trent.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Arnold. Same person, isn't it? Trent and Arnold. But like the way they play the full-back position and they got Van Dijk at centre back as well, it's unbelievable. And no one can stop it. Still, obviously.
Yeah.
No one can stop it, but
It's like it's sometimes when you got a player like Mo Salah, just put him on the right flank. Don't try and give him too many instructions. Just say to him, when you get the ball, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Because you're Mo Salah.
Yeah.
And then you got like people like Ole, and he's like dropping Pogba, and not playing Pogba instead of fucking McTominay, and just playing Fred over and over and over again.
do you know what? I saw an interview with when Ronaldinho first went to Barca. I'm not too sure who the manager was, and he said he was just that excited to get him. He was just like, "Listen, you play in this position, do whatever you want."
Yeah.
And it was the best
Yeah,
thing that he
yeah.
said. Because like, even I think Ronaldinho as well. He said about like favourite footy player growing up. The way he played football is unbelievable.
Mental.
It's literally like he's in Brazil playing some five-a-side game.
Yeah.
Like he's doing kicky ups off and down the pitch and making players look silly.
Just watch him like glide. He won't even run across the pitch. He just glides,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
he? And
does.
it's
He
like
was-
mental.
He was one of my favourite players growing up, to be
Mental.
fair. Like,
He was. I remember like on FIFA every year. Used to always be fucking Ronaldinho everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
He would, the cover stars in Mooney, them sort of players, and you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Best FIFA of all time.
Best FIFA of all time.
04 for me.
Oh, four.
FIFA 12.
FIFA 12.
12 was a good one.
FIFA 12 one where
was a
finesse
really good
shots just went in
Yeah,
from everywhere.
I think
Yeah.
so,
Good soundtrack as well.
Mate, there's been
Was
some
it
fucking
the
banging
NCFT?
soundtracks.
Yeah.
There's been some banging soundtracks.
There has been.
Mate, did you see that Darksy was on the most recent
Was
one?
he?
Yeah, he's on the their
Sammy
FIFA
Virgin.
Street, their FIFA Street
Yeah,
version.
yeah.
I was like, fucking Darksy, what were you doing on there?
Would you say Messi or Ronaldo?
It's Messi every day of the week. He says Ronaldo because he's wrong.
I'd say Ronaldo as well.
Why?
Because he's right.
He's a more like. I think he's better overall because he can play. If Messi played at different clubs and he's still done the same, I'd say Messi. But Ronaldo's done it at so many different clubs and smashed it.
I couldn't
Yeah.
find fuck how many clubs he's done it at.
He smashed it in the Prem.
I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the other day it was the first time I saw him when he genuinely looks like, what am I doing here? Like it's the first time I'd seen where he's like, I've made a mistake, sort of thing.
He wanted to come to City.
Yeah.
And United offered him more money.
How much you get paid a week there? Like 800k something like that.
No, it's 350 he's getting paid at United. That's a rumoured release, and City offered him like
200.
rumoured between 250.
Mad.
And City wouldn't budge, so that's why
I
I
think
went.
Rooney got paid like 400k, didn't he? when he
Yeah,
went to
Rooney
PSG?
got paid a lot. But Messi
Who
is.
did? Sorry.
Rooney when he went PSG.
Rooney not PSG.
Oh no, when he was tempted to go PSG for that.
Well,
there
Yes,
was
yeah,
the
yeah,
office,
and then
yeah.
we raised his money, yeah.
well, Rooney's done that a few times. Remember when Rooney wanted to come to City? That's another one as well.
That was just to get more money. He was never going to
Yeah, I know, but
Well, I remember when there was rumours of Gerrard going to Chelsea, and I was like, I think if he goes to Chelsea,
I think I'll cry. I think I'll
was
break
like,
down.
Ger-
You'll put your Drake on. You'll be signing a guard. I don't want to move.
Space on that stool, lad.
But I think it goes back to what I was saying about like the way Liverpool, they support it because there was like birding shirts, like just at the
Yeah.
sort of the rumours of it.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously with him being a Liverpool lad, it's sort of next level of if he. Well, it's like when Torres went. Torres
Yeah.
was a Liverpool lad, and it's the same with like Lucas Leiva when he was there.
Would Torres been your favourite player if he didn't go to Chelsea?
Nah, still Gerrard.
Still Gerrard.
I think Torres was the worst decision he made was go to Chelsea. I think.
Yeah,
Wasn't
Oh, it
going
was
to Chelsea.
awful. It was
Not bad for
awful.
him.
There was that. I think it was a few games after he joined where he missed that open goal I don't
Against
know who-
United?
Yeah, and it was just like
Brilliant.
nice to see. Do you know what I mean? It was nice
Yeah.
to see. But when we had Gerrard, Torres, and Alonso in the same team, it's just like how did we not win the Premier League then?
That's how I'm thinking now. Like, imagine if Foden ever leaves City. He won't. I can't ever see him leaving.
Do you know what was nice? Obviously, like I'm saying, this is a Liverpool fan, but when he scored against us, he was getting emotional, wasn't he? When he equalised.
Yeah. Because he knows he's a City fan. He knows how we don't win at Liverpool, and he
Yeah.
knows like
It's class to see that. Sort
every
of stuff.
single time. Like you just see him sometimes. It's like a 50-50, and he'll win it, and he'll just turn round, and it just gets you fucking hyped. Because you're like, mate, he's literally one of our own. Like he's
class,
grown
isn't it?
up fucking 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like he is literally our player. If he ever leaves, I don't know what I'd be. I'd just be like,
I
what?
don't know where we go. I don't know.
United.
He's
He's a United fan, isn't
This is fuck. Stockport Blue, mate. He's a Stockport Blue.
he? Yeah.
He's been
Check his
a pro,
bedroom when he... No, don't. You said posters up for Ronaldo.
Pardon. We've got a few like that, you know. We've got a few like I don't know what's happened at City recently, but I know obviously we do poach a lot of young players. But like Cole Palmer's a blue. You've got Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle is Mike Doyle's fucking grandson. Mike Doyle's a City legend. In
Thing
the
is, there'll be
60s.
a lot more City fans now, won't there? Because most of them came from Chelsea.
Here we go.
Glory fans.
But these three Manchester lads supported City all their life. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Phil Foden when he was growing up, he was started off in the
They
shit
did since
shit
2010
eras.
anyway.
No, mate, not happening. All I'm gonna say is I've had a season ticket since 05. When was your first season ticket?
Next question.
You know what? I was saying one of my mates messaged me before when I was on the train. He said, "Got a ticket for Atletico next week if you game." So yeah, how much? It's like 50 quid. I was like, oh, It's like, as much as I want to go, it's like 50 quid's not too bad for the ticket, but
it's a lot of
pints when you're there and then food and.
You'd never spend 50 quid at a football. No. Right, you have to get pie. You have to get a couple pints.
You know what? I've never gotten into betting, which I'm glad about.
Yeah,
he's quite big on it. But I know some of like my closest mates are massive on it, especially over lockdown last year. Like they bet on like stupid like dog races and stuff like that.
we've had some friends who bet on like the Gambian under-19 team.
Yeah.
One of them once bet on it was like a horse race but it was like disabled horses, and they'd have like, I think, and it would just be fucking weird. It'd be like just odd shit. And he'd be a fucking better one, being like, "Oh, banker, mate, absolute banker on it." Thing is, though, the people our mates know exactly.
Do you know what people think they're like pros at it as well? Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what? To be fair, I used to work with a lad at Lyland Scott, and he was really good at betting.
Mm-hmm.
He'd bet on like tennis. He'd bet on, like you said, like I think it was like some international women's footy, some Scandinavian team in the lower leagues, and he won like $1.5 grand like in the middle of a shift.
Yeah.
I was like, pints on you later, then he was like, yes.
Fucking definitely.
But yeah, I think the betting's a weird one, I think. Because it's illegal in some states in America, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It
pretty
can
sure.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
noticed something really
quite
bad about
betting.
betting. I bet when I've got no money. If I'm gonna bet.
Yeah.
When I'm alright for money, I just
I
don't
never
bet.
bet.
I don't feel the need to.
I never bet to win money. I always bet for fun.
I
I'm a weird one, mate. I've never bet to win money.
I didn't think I did. But when I'm like struggling for money, I'm like, oh, chuck a $5 on that, I could win 200.
You know what it is for me? It's like I play cards with my family, but it's massive bragging rights for us.
Yeah.
So if there was betting
like
involved
poker and
then,
stuff.
yeah, if betting was involved then, I'd do it. But it's more like,
That's just fun though.
yeah,
Isn't it?
it's more just, I'm more just game for like to win.
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think being a footy fan, you're naturally competitive about everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course you are. You stick up for your own team, don't you?
Yeah.
I've got 2 younger brothers as well.
You love to
So,
wind people up about their
yeah.
team as well, don't you? That's
Yeah.
the best part of being a football fan.
Are your whole
Winding
family
up.
Reds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, do you know what they are?
No Evertons. No
Apart
Evertonians.
from my step uncle, so it's my auntie when she remarried. Phil,
Is he a
his
bloke?
name is Manchester
Is he
United fan.
United fan?
I remember when when my auntie first told my nan was like, genuinely, I'm not sure about this. And there's obviously at the wedding there's massive like speeches about it, like giving him stick because all of his family were there, obviously being Manx, and you've got the half room full of Scousers as well. But
Sod him being from Manchester and supporting United. That's odd.
not like China somewhere.
I've
You got a lot
enjoyed
of
this.
tourists now though.
Oh, mate, everyone's got Liverpool's a fucking tourist
Newcastle as
club.
well now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the,
Mate, they're all fucking tourist club. Modern football is awful. Spoken about it so
you know,
many
it's
times. I
difficult
hate it.
because like I always used to slate City for the Arabics, you know, people coming in and pumping all the money into it.
Yeah.
But you get clubs like Tottenham who've had money pumped into it, but their youth system's class. Liverpool as well is class. I know City's is quite good.
City's very good at mate with fucking complex.
Yeah.
If you drive into town, you can't miss the massive
Did you ever watch
complex.
the Tottenham thing on Amazon?
Oh, the
Yeah,
or nothing.
Yeah,
All Nothing,
that's
yeah.
good. It was class.
I watched the
Class.
City one as well.
I'm not
Not
watching
seen
this.
it.
I'd always get up to episode 8, the derby, and then I'd stop watching.
Is
I
that
couldn't
when we
watch
won
it.
3-2?
Yep,
Yeah, when we came back from 2
that was a
down,
fucking
stopped
bad
winning the
day.
league.
I was meant to be going out usually, so
Pogba's blue hair.
I'm a weird one, me. So I'm a very laid back football supporter. And people always say to me, be like, "Oh yeah, you're you fake fan." And shit. I'm like, no, I just don't. City get beat, I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. And then it came to it was that game, and if we'd have beaten you, we'd have won the league, on course to 100 points. Like, what better than winning
Was
the
that
league
when you
against
won
United?
against QPR? Was that?
No.
Oh no, this is a few
This is
seasons
only a
after.
couple. This is only a couple seasons.
Yeah, so we'd already basically wrapped up the league, but not by points. But if we'd have beaten United, we would have won it.
Yeah.
Gundogan scored, and
I think it was Ollie still in charge. Or...
I think it was Ollie, yeah. And Gundogan scored, and someone else scored, and we made it 2-0 early. I was giving it Billy fucking big balls. I was
on the group chat.
so
getting it out, you know.
yeah, so I sit 3 seats away from United fans. So I sit
Giving it
next
that
to.
when you-
Oh mate, I was giving it fucking large, mate. There's a lot of people from down south in that United away in that day. I'm gonna say, and then Pogba came up, and as soon as he came on at half time, because I'm pretty sure he came on, he either came on or they brought like McTominay on and pushed him forward, and I turned around and I said, mate, he's gonna do something here. You could just feel it.
Yeah.
And he fucking popped
It's weird,
up.
isn't it, when you're
yeah,
there and you're like,
you
"What?"
just know,
Yeah.
don't you? And then he scored twice, and
And I think it was a Maguire header, wasn't it?
I was
Finish you off.
fuming.
Smalling. It was a defender.
I was just fuming. I was like, and it was weird because we won the league. We'd done this with 100 points, like best team of all time, and all that sort of shit.
It's not the same, is it?
And then we
Spoil
didn't.
the party.
And it was just. I've always been brought up to hate United.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't care about anyone else. Like, if we get beat by Borough, I'm like,
Yeah.
cool.
I've got a good question for you while we're on the topic. When you were heading for the unbeaten season, how did it hurt when you lost 3-0 to relegated Watford?
Do you know what? I was just about to ask you a question to do with that. But I remember I was in McCooley's when it happened in Concert Square. It's like a big
Shout out McCooley's, great. But I've only been there once, but I fucking loved it.
It's class because you get everyone doing the chants in there as well. Like, everyone was game for it, and I just remember leaving. I was like, I just feel so empty. I was like, it's just the season is just like, I don't know, you can't explain it. I remember like, my dad phones me like most nights, and I remember phoning him. I was like, Dad, like, did you watch your game? And he's like, yeah. Just silence for like 2 minutes on the phone. I don't know what to do. But I was going to ask, have you got any horrible football memories? Like your worst football memories?
That's a bad memory, that one there.
I mean, this weekend's pretty poor.
Yeah.
For me, it's pretty bad. It's on par with 6-1. Oh,
you got fucking angry when I put that story up. He was fuming. I got messages from.
Saw it. So Luke put a story up on the Offbeat Instagram page. Follow it in the description. And it was just a question: what's worse for United fans, 6-1 City or 5-0 Liverpool? So then I just put a story up saying what's worse for City fans. Loads of empty seats or no Champions League.
The funny thing was, all those people sending me being like, he's bitten. I was like, yep, reel him in.
I think for me, it was the first one I remember was when Rooney got sent off, when Ronaldo got sent off in the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was like 4 at the time, and I remember I was crying for like half an hour, a good half an hour. And I remember saying to my dad, I was like, why has it happened? I just couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one is definitely losing against Chelsea when Gerrard slipped. That was horrid. You know, when we were on,
I'm trying to think what a really bad memory is. When
we were on the track for the Premier League, I just remember getting in the car on the way home. My mum said, like, obviously trying to cheer us up, she's like, oh, you know, we've got next season, like, it's just football. And I was just like...
That's a joke all the away fans say to us as well. always next year, lad. When Scholes scored, it was like 2010 derby. Do you remember when he kissed Gary Neville?
Oh yeah,
that's a fucking bad memory, that, because we United were done. I remember that game because United were. I was something like United weren't going to win the league if they didn't beat us.
Yes,
and it was 0-0, and it was a fucking shite game, and we got him out, and then Bellamy did a fucking stupid thing, gave the ball away, and then Scholes ran up and scored. And I remember I was like, oh, what? We just handed him the league, and you went on and won the league, and I was like, I don't even care. We've lost, and we just handed you the league, and I was like,
do you know
that's a bad
it's
memory.
Weird because like I don't know, you feel like the club owes you so much when you're like out supporting. Do you know what I mean? Even though they can't see, like the players can't see how packed town is when you're there and you're at every game on a Sunday. But you just feel like empty. It doesn't come around.
How did it feel when on Gerrard's last game when you got absolutely done in by Stoke?
I don't think that would have mattered.
It was more when he got sent off against United.
Right.
I was gutted about. You know, when he went in like 2 seconds in with the 2 feet. But I thought
the slip as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Gerrard's had a few.
Yeah, it was that was one of the worst.
Really? You shouldn't be a club legend with all these mistakes.
But you know, I thought when he got sent off, I was like, he's going out the way he started, like just like football, like proper football. And that's what I miss about like football now, is that you're putting challenges in. Like even the Pogba challenge yesterday, I was a bit like, was that a red card? Was it? I didn't think it was a red.
In today's world, yeah, because he went right over the ball and he fucking broke his leg, didn't he?
I thought if he had his 2 feet up, I'd say yeah, but he only had one of his feet up and it was just above the ball, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'd have loved that. As a fan, you love that tackle, don't you?
If it was 0-0, I'd be like, it's definitely not a red, but the game was already gone, so I wasn't really too bothered.
He just didn't want to be there, did Pogba? Went to go home and he died his head, didn't he? He died his hair.
Yeah, the blue's coming out of it, so.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. I think the sort of showman stuff in football like ruins it a bit.
Yeah, 100%. I bloody love this pod. It's been alright fun.
Great.
I think this might be one of our longest ones.
Okay.
Because we've just gone on. We don't know 40 minutes is, pal. We just keep going on. This has been quality, mate. What do you want to shout out, mate?
Instagram, it's the main thing. That's what I use. I've shouted out about 10 times already, but it's Joshua_Deakin, Deakin. Anything on there that I'm doing, you'll find on there. Facebook as well, Joshua Deakin or Deakin DnB. Brooklyn Mix tonight, that's a massive thing for Disintegrate. If you give Disintegrate a follow as well if you're listening, that'd be a big help. Just give us a share, even if not Liverpool based, give us a share on that. Dan will be on playing for us soon as well.
Yeah,
bit of dance floor DnB.
Get in there. Well, all links going to be down below anyway. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as well.
Big thanks for having me on as well. Really enjoyed it.
Mate, big thanks for coming on, mate. Like, it's more thanks to you, to be honest, because come a long way for this, and you've done us a big favour
I really
as well.
enjoyed it. It didn't feel like a. I was worried because I was like, is it going to be like an interview thing? Or it just felt like a chat.
We don't like that. We've been saying that to like most of the guests. Like everyone who's come on has been like actually loving it, and we've got a couple mates who like we want you to come on, and they're like, oh, I'm a bit scared. I think I'm going to be shit. I don't want to let you down.
Under the camera,
but people
you forget
like,
it's there.
Because you're having this conversation. You don't even realise fucking mic's there and it's fucking right in your face. And like, it's just, and so like, it's just so much better, and everyone who's come away has enjoyed it. But I know we have as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, big thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thank you for having us, guys. Thank you.
And we'll just see you next week, and make sure you drop us a follow in the description of all our links.
Yes,
definitely.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.